Well, hello there, hustlers, champions, boys and girls, wherever you are in the world. I hope you're having an amazing day. If you're here live, happy Bulletproof Monday. It's great to be here with you. My name is Susan Sly, and Bulletproof Monday is my big give. This is where I come and share business tips for small business owners, online marketers, startups. This is where we cover everything from marketing to sales to following up to NLP persuasion. And today we're going to talk about a little bit of extra effort and what that can mean to yield big results, especially as we head into, I know you're going to vomit here, like the last 9 weeks of 2019, and you're in one of three spaces. So one, you are freaking crushing it and you're on fire, in which case, kudos to you. Put your tips on the page. I'd love to see them. I know everyone else would too. Or number two, there's some areas of your life where you're like, yeah, things are going really well, and there's some areas where you want to improve. Guess what? 9 weeks is a ton of time for you to improve. It's all the time in the world. It's amazing what can happen in 9 weeks. You can conceive a human in like 9 seconds. So 9 weeks, you got all the time you need. The last thing is you are behind and you're frustrated, in which case I would just say stay to the end. Bulletproof Monday is generally speaking in the neighborhood of 20 minutes a show, sometimes a bit longer. I do repurpose them. They're on YouTube, they're on iTunes, so you can check them out. Couple of quick announcements. Number one, I have live coaching coming up. So imagine getting free coaching with a self-made millionaire. I do 80% of what I do, I actually give away. So just so you know, 80% of what I do, from blogs to coaching to this show, podcast, I just give away for free, okay? 20% you do have to pay for, because sometimes if you don't pay for it, you don't appreciate it. But for people on my list, they get to work with me for free once a month. I do live coaching in sales and marketing, all the amazing business strategies. You have to be on my list. It's www.susansly.com. Get on the list. The next coaching is coming up. Hey, Bruce, it's great to see you. SJ, Judy. Hey, Dad. My dad is here. Shouts out to my dad, Joe, in Brockville, Ontario. Dad, I'll see you soon. I can't wait. Please keep the snow away for me when I go home, because I like this weather better. Hey, Sandra, it's great to see you too. The other announcement I have is that I have a challenge group coming up to finish the year strong. And I want you to imagine, does it take 21 days to build a habit? For some people, it takes 21 months. For some people, it takes 21 seconds. You can have a life-altering event, and it can change your life like that. And you just decide, I am never going to do that, or I'm absolutely 100% committed to that. Let me give you an example. Oh gosh, this is a personal one, and my dad is here, but I'll tell you anyway. So it was 1995, and I was in New York, and a group of us went out to a pub. And I was with a friend of mine named Andre. He was from Ireland. And we were at this Irish pub, and I was drinking vodka with lime bar mix. I know, disgusting drink. But 1995, how old was I? Like 23? Anyway, they ran out of lime bar mix, and they started just giving me straight vodka on the rocks with limes. The next thing I know, I'm hugging a lamppost. I end up in the hotel for 3 days. I was so sick, and I've never had vodka again. So it took me one night to never drink vodka again. And I really don't drink any hard liquor ever, maybe tequila sometimes, but because I was so sick, right? Now, you don't have to have aversion therapy to change your life and change your habits. Sometimes it can just be having that revelation that if you keep on going the way you're going, that your life isn't going to be the way you want it to be. And that's exactly what I'm going to talk about today, that little extra effort, the difference it can make. And I have a challenge coming up. You're going to see in the coming days, we're going to release the challenge. You're going to be able to opt into that. So check it out. It's going to be awesome. Anyway, it's story time, boys and girls. I hope you guys are having an amazing Monday. Hey, Sina. It's great to see you. Girlfriend Monday Therapy, thank you. I am a certified coach and a certified NLP therapist, but I'm not going to give therapy to you guys, but thank you for saying that. I love it. I need something like this. And this Bulletproof Monday, I designed it because I was like wishing there was something like this as I was growing my businesses, where a millionaire would just give me free advice and I wouldn't have to have ads for Chick-fil-A popping up in the middle of it. Anyway, so here we are. We're going to talk about this concept of just this little bit of extra effort. And you've heard me say massive action neutralizes negative emotions. Sometimes we're sick, like physically, we're exhausted, we're going through a divorce, we've got like a whole bunch of life happening, and there isn't a lot of bandwidth to go into massive action. But we've got enough bandwidth, we can always dig deeper. We've got enough bandwidth to do a little bit of extra effort. How many of you know exactly what I'm talking about? There's always just that little bit more you can do, right? Just that little bit more. And sometimes you just don't feel like it, but you know you could. You can make yourself do it. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. So I'm going to start with story time. It's my favorite time. I have 5 kids, so stories are good. So there was once a gal that I was mentoring in network marketing. And she had never done network marketing before. She was a mom, and we got her to a place where she was making about $1,250 a week. And I know some of you are like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of money. It is a lot of money. So she's basically making a full-time income while she's working in the day. And she is, you know, talking to people. She's, you know, just doing a little bit every single day, and I'm helping her along and nurturing her along. Well, she suddenly goes through a divorce. Like, it happened like that. I'm not going to get into the details. And she takes the settlement money and she ends up buying a business. Now, here's the thing. She didn't do a lot of research on the business. She didn't do a comparative analysis on the business, but the business became all-encompassing. She did nothing with her network marketing business. What do you think happened to the network marketing business? What do you think happened? Who can tell me? You can guess, right? The income went to nothing, right? Well, guess what? She ends up having to close the business she bought. So now, fast forward time, she has no network marketing revenue, she has no business revenue, and she's working in a minimum wage job. Now, what would have happened if she had done just a little bit of extra effort? So pursuing her passion, opening this business, fabulous. She had put in a little bit of extra effort to do market research. Was this the best location? Was it the best concept? She put in a little extra effort and said, hey, even though I'm a mom and I'm opening this business, I'm going to put in an hour a day just to preserve this income I have, you know, $60,000 freaking dollars a year. I'm going to preserve it just with a little bit of extra effort. Where would she be today? She'd probably still have that income and probably even more. And I can prove it because someone who joined the team after and I mentored went on in the same period of time to actually make over $1 million. I know, folks. It's a sad story, but it doesn't have to be your story. There is every one of us with a little extra effort. We could have more savings. We could get healthier, have a more juicy relationship, all of those things with just a little bit extra. I want to give you another example too, because this is so cool. I am a little OCD, and I was on the bank rate retirement calculator. So I wrote this down. So 25% of Americans have less than $5,000 saved for retirement. Less than $5,000. You cannot retire on that. Social Security is estimated to end somewhere around 2032. So you may say that's a long time away. It's only 13 years away. So just something to think about. More absurd than this, 46% of Americans don't even know how much money they have saved for retirement. They don't know. That's odd. Anyway, there are 10,000 people every single day turning 65 in America. So it's a perfect storm, right? So a lot of people just don't save money, but I wanted to show you how a little bit of extra effort can make a huge difference. So I wrote down some examples. So if someone's 21 and instead of bottle service at the club and $8 a day lattes, they saved $150 a week, they would have $1 million by age 58 at a 7% compounded interest and 2.9% for inflation. Okay, how cool is that? If the same person starts at 35, they'd have to save $1,500 a month, not the $600, to have $1 million by 58. At 45, they would have to save $4,000 a month to achieve millionaire status by 58. So my message is that if you do a little bit of extra effort, you don't have to do massive effort in the long term. And the same thing is true for your health. Do you know if you burn an extra 125 calories a day, so all you did was walk 20 to 30 minutes a day, that's all you did, you would lose 33.5 pounds in 31 months. Most people won't put in the extra effort. They won't make the extra call. Here's another one. If you said, I'm going to make a little extra effort. I'm going to talk to one person a day about my business. One a day, and you only did it 250 days a year. You're just like, I'm not doing it on weekends. I'm not doing it on Christmas or Kwanzaa or Hanukkah. I'm just not doing it. And you failed 90% of the time, you'd have 25 new clients or customers. Now let's look at the annualized value of a client or customer. So even if you have a low cost of entry into your business, let's say it's, whatever, someone purchased products and you get a introductory bonus or whatever, the lifetime value of that customer might be, something like around $1,000 a year. That's an extra $25,000 for a year. If you have high ticket items, that would, let's say the value of that customer is $10,000, it would be an extra $250,000 for the year. Like seriously. And all you did was talk to one person a day, 5 days a week. You took weekends off. You're like, forget this. I am just watching HGTV all weekend or whatever it is you do. Seriously, that little bit of extra effort. But here's what a lot of you do. You procrastinate. You won't put in the extra effort. You're like, oh, if I just walk 20 minutes or talk to one person a day, I'm not going to achieve my dreams. Here's what I have to say, my friends. Yes, you will. I am the queen of a little bit of extra effort. You may look at my life and go, oh, massive action all the time. No, it's a little bit of extra effort, especially when I don't want to. This is my morning this morning. And my friend said, share this story. So my son, he had to be on a bus at 5 this morning. So I was up at 4 a.m., but I was weirdly up at 2 in the morning. So anyway, I will explore that. Normally I'm not up at that time. Anyhow, so 4 in the morning and, then I take him to get on his field trip bus. And then I thought, oh, I just want to go back to bed. Like I'm going to go home and go back to bed. But I'm like, no, Susan, screw that. Extra effort. So I went and I did an intense hot yoga class. Then I came home and I did weights. And every day I do something to educate myself. And I'm doing my education. I'm working on this week's vlog. I'm trading stocks. That little bit of extra effort. And I know about this because I used to be a women's size 18X. I was bankrupt at one time in my life and homeless. And I'd love to tell you we can be in massive action all the time. We can't. No one can sustain it. But races are won. Like if you look at the 100 meters in the Olympics, they win the race by like 0.1 of a second. Seriously. And it's the same thing that's true in business. That's why one of the beauties of our modern world is compound interest. You start to say, you know what, Susan, I can't save right now, $1,000 a week, but I could save $100 a week if I really put my mind to it. Compound interest. I don't have time. I have a main job. I have a side hustle. I can't connect with 10 people a day. Could you freaking connect with one? If you would just have those small extra effort things you do every single day, you'll have the body you want to have, you'll have the bank account you want to have, you'll have the business you want to have, if you just put in the small extra effort. So I want to quickly give you 5 tips. All right, here we go. Number 1 is get a reality check. What do you really need to do? If posting kitten videos on Facebook was going to make you a fortune, like seriously, no. I was at a conference last week with Steve Wozniak, who was right there from the beginning at Apple, and I love the Woz. He's awesome. Anyway, so the day before that, I was at a conference where all of these startups were pitching venture capitalists, and the biggest thing that came up, the venture capitalists want to know, how are you creating your leads? How are you creating your leads? What they want to know is what extra effort are you putting in? And these businesses, some of them are already valued at 20 million, 40 million, et cetera, et cetera. And they had to answer that question. If you want to eventually grow a business like that, you have to be able to answer that question now. If I asked you, Bruce, Sina, Joy, what is it that you're doing right now to generate leads? What extra effort are you putting in? You better be able to answer that. So get a reality check. What are the extra effort things you need to do? Is it an extra effort in exercise? Is it an extra effort in not drinking through the week? Is it an extra effort in making contacts and following up? I want you to think about it again. We have 9 weeks left in the year. What if you did those extra effort things that didn't seem like they were so significant every freaking day for the end of the year? Do you think you'd finish further ahead than if you didn't do them? Yeah. And do you think you'd start yourself in January 1st being further ahead than you are right now? You would, absolutely, because all those little things add up. It's the whole penny, right? If I say, here's $1 million, or a penny doubled every day for 30 days, most people go, I'll take the million. But you know, the penny after 30 days, I think, is worth over $3 million. It was that little thing that kept growing and growing and growing. It's the same thing that's true for you. All right, number 2, figure out how much extra money you need to make right now. Because ultimately it all comes down to money. If you're not serving the way you want to serve, if you're not giving what you want to give, if you're not living the life, your kids aren't going to the school you want them to go to, you can't afford to care for your aging parents or whatever it is. Hello, how much extra money do you need to make? And then figure it out. Figure it out. Write it down. Figure out a way. Achievers always figure out a way. I did a show with Brandon Steiner, and it's released. It's on iTunes right now. It was probably the best show I've done this year. Brandon was fired from his own company. If you don't know his story, he made $60 million selling dirt from Yankee Stadium. He started a company called Steiner Sports. He was fired from his own company. And this was the first interview he had done since being fired in May. And I'll tell you something, it's prolific. And he talks about hustlers and grinders and what it takes. And he said, Susan, I'm coming back stronger now. Look out. And he will, trust me. So, figuring out how much money do I need to make? What are those extra effort things? Number 3 is really challenge yourself and surround yourself with people who are achievers. If you're surrounded by people who are lazy and are more concerned with whatever was on Netflix or who's on The Voice, I couldn't tell you who's on The Voice right now. I could tell you maybe who the coaches are, but I couldn't name one contestant because I don't get paid to watch The Voice. I do not get paid to care about what political leader tweeted what. I don't get paid to do that. And neither do you. Okay, so figure out how to get in an immersive experience where you're going to be challenged. And, if you have an online business, if you go to agency8.com, you go on the store right now, the second tab down is the ClickFunnels 30-day challenge. You need to be in that and, just see everything Russell's doing every single day to challenge you. It's awesome. So check it out. It's on agency8.com, which is my digital marketing agency. All right. Number 4 is forgive yourself if you're behind. I'm done with you guys beating yourselves up. Okay, because if you spoke to other people the way you speak to yourself, someone would arrest you or punch you. Okay, no. Enough's enough. Forgive yourself. Maybe you're not where you want to be in your health, your relationships, your finances. And here we are. It's October 21st, and you're like, oh, I'm not where I wanted to be. Get over it. Forgive yourself. Move on. You cannot drive a car at 60 miles an hour only looking in the rearview mirror because you're going to crash. Put your eyes on your windshield. You learn from the past. You check in on it periodically, but you just move your car forward all the way to December 31st. What are you going to do? Focus, focus, forgive. The last thing is you're not a princess and there's no prince to rescue you. I grew up with all the Disney stories, Snow White, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, and something always happened to the princess and then the prince came in to rescue her. Princes, princesses, whoever you want to rescue you, no one's coming to rescue you. You've got to rescue yourself. Stop waiting for someone to rescue you. I call it white knight syndrome. I've seen it time and again in network marketing. People are like, oh, if I only can sign up this cardiologist, they'll blow up my one leg. That's not happening. It's not happening. Prince Charming isn't coming to rescue you. Rescue yourself. Be your own prince. Be your own princess. Bust it out. Enough, enough, enough. Okay, that's my tough love for today. We're at 20 minutes. This has been Bulletproof Monday. I love you guys. I read your comments. If you have a topic and you're like, hey, Susan, would you talk about this? I will consider it. Again, if you haven't signed up for my newsletter on susanslide.com, you aren't invited to free coaching, because if you like this, imagine if I was helping you solve your problem. So this is a bit more one-sided, but when I do coaching, you could come in and ask, and you could be like, this is going on, this is going on, this is going on, and I will live freaking coach you. So go to susansly.com, get on the list. I'm not going to spam you. I promise, pray to God. I promise. And with that, God bless. You guys are amazing. You're divinely created. And remember that whatever is going on in your life, you have a power within you that is so much stronger than anything the world can throw at you. So God bless. Again, I will see you all next Monday. Bye, everyone.